What's up guys, I'm Necromantic from the black metal band Thirwërod. I started this project right after ending Necrosorcery, which was my first attempt as a black metal musician. Initially I wanted to do atmospheric black metal, but due to lack of resources and experience, I just continued with traditional black metal. The name Thirwërod comes from Scottish Gaelic and it means earth. And well, I'm spending my time in this quarantine composing for my Dungeon Synth project and enjoying some moments with my family. This side project of mine already has 2 albums released and I'm working on the third. Tapes of the first album have already been released by Thirwërod Records, and now all the material for this project will be released by Depressive Illusions Records from Ukraine. The current situation in Brazil is difficult. Cases of the coronavirus continue to increase, and now there are also some manifestations against the government that are also a reflection of the fight for justice on behalf of George Floyd. And in my personal opinion on this is that we have earned what we deserve. I truly hope that justice is done and that the world can go through a new period of peace, even if it's short. Tales of Witchcraft deviates a little from the main focus of the band, but it's still a good album. Initially it would be called Rebuild the Art of War, but as my view of the world changes, I decided to start over from scratch. This album lives up to its name, and it's a union of tales that I created based on horror films, medieval fantasy and the daily struggle that is facing the monster called depression. I am inspired a lot by the forms of composition of bands like Karak Yangrain, Nargaroth and Emperor. So, I write all the lyrics of the band, and I'm always looking for more ways to compose, running away from being always rhyming, but giving a greater sense and meaning to the music. The formality of the Portuguese language is something that inspires me a lot, and I try to use it in the best way. The cover art is a total influence of the Emperor's iconic In the Night Side Eclipse, without taking away our essence, that is mainly the medieval focus, and the figure that you see in the middle of the cover art is Death on her horse. That is a direct reference to the third track on the album Cult of the Dead, and also to a phrase from the EP released earlier. The phrase says, "Hear the screams and death riding with her sight." I honestly don't think it's important, because the big record companies refuse to give new bands a chance, unless it's can bring them an absurd profit. They will continue to invest in the old bands until there's nothing left for them, and this is now bad way makes metal more and more underground, and sadly that's the only reality that I can see. This will answer the next question too. As Thirwërod started as a one-man band, there was not much possibility of 4 shows, and as the other Thirwërod members are from other parts of the country, it gets even more difficult. I did some rehearsals with some musicians from my city, and we were planning to play live, but then the pandemic got stronger and the quarantine started. I am currently totally addicted to the album Let Mortal Heroes Sing Your Fame by Summoning. It's a masterpiece of atmospheric black metal and all the songs capture me in an incredible way. I have not been so impressed with an album since I first heard Hammerheart by Battery. I plan to continue producing in my current projects. I am already writing some things for Thirwërod. The next album may arrive at the end of this year or the beginning of the next year, and I also have in mind to start an atmospheric black metal project with the leader from the band Crosses from Colombia. We recently released an split between Crosses and Thirwërod, and you can listen to it on the streaming platforms. So that's it, guys. Sorry if I messed up at some point. As you know, I am not an English native speaker. I hope you enjoy our sound, and was a pleasure to give this interview to Antichrist magazine, and see you next time. Stay safe.